Hi, my name is Happy Jones, and welcome to my channel. We've all heard the downside of aging and the problems of aging, and today I want to talk about some of the good things of aging. In this video, I'm going to share some facts about growing older that is actually good news. And the first one of those is that you don't necessarily have to become frail as you age. Jack LaLanne, the exercise guru, lived to 96 years old. I didn't get to my age, 87. I'm not frail at all. I knew a woman at 102 who was still dancing. Think of the politicians out there that you know that are older. In fact, you wish they would retire maybe, but they're still not frail. They're out there doing their job. Not everyone is destined to become frail and in a walker or a wheelchair. And even then, you can still live a very vital, active life. For one thing, you become more peaceful when you become older. You don't get offended easily, and you become more understanding of people, recognizing that they're a human being and they have frailties and personalities and different than yours. And we're all unique human beings, and human beings make mistakes. And we become more tolerant and understanding of these mistakes, or what we call our mistakes. They may be just a different choice or a different lifestyle. We find that as we get older, we get more tolerant and as a result, we've become more peaceful. We don't get offended easily. My God, I used to get offended when I was younger at the silliest things. When I think about them now, I think they were silly and just ridiculous. And they wouldn't offend me now in the least. Become a better person because of that. And I think you are become a better friend when you become more understanding. And it ends up with you feeling more peaceful. And that is a nice thing to feel. And you learn that living alone has benefits. No one else's schedule or routine or desires or whatever is going to interfere with your routine and your plans for the day, unless you want them to. You can sleep till 3 o'clock if you want to, in the afternoon, and stay up all late at night if you feel like it. Or you can get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to bed at 8 or 9. Whatever you choose. And so you have that freedom of not anyone interfering in your life. And you have the freedom of placing something where you think it's going to be at, and that's going to stay there. Nobody's going to move it for you. And things just are smoother in that respect. And it builds living alone builds emotional strength. And it does that by you teaching you how to be content in your own company. And that makes you a stronger person. And it builds your emotional strength that way. And it makes you become a better person. And you may want somebody in your life. You may be an extrovert and need people around you. But because you've learned to be content in your own company, you don't need them anymore. You would like somebody be in your life, but you don't need them to be in your life to feel like you're complete as a person. And that is freeing, and it is also beneficial to you too. Now, many have found that their brains are slower as they get older and they forget things. And I'm talking about normal brains, not a diseased brain, not somebody that has a disease. But they can still learn. And that is because the brain makes neurons up until you pass away. It can make more neurons. And the more you learn, the more neurons it makes. And so that becomes better for you. And you may be surprised to find that the brain actually becomes better in some ways as you age. You get better at emotional regulation, pattern recognition, and using your accumulated knowledge. I call it wisdom. And so that is another advantage of getting older, that your brain gets better at that, but that you can still learn. And the last reason is the best news I have for you. And that is exercise and what you eat pays off. It really does. And in fact, I want to mention Jack LaLanne. He has this book here. Now, I don't know if I set the right setting that it will show correctly. It's Live Longer. It's not doing it on my camera, so I may have forgot how to set it. And I thought I had set it once, and I had hoped it stayed. But it didn't. But anyhow, he died at 96, but he was active until a week before his death. At 95, he was writing these books. He was still very active. He exercised 2 hours a day. And he lived his whole life since he was 16 on natural foods, very little meat. He got his protein from egg whites, and he ate vegetables a lot, raw vegetables a lot. He ate natural food and stayed away from processed food. And he was strict about this. I do it to a certain extent, but I'm not strict enough about it. And I think I pay for it too. But the thing is that, and then I have another book here, The Blue Zones Kitchen. And I hope that shows right for you too. And the Blue Zones Kitchen are two men who did a study of the zones around the world where people lived to be centenarians. And they lived over 100, and they lived over 100 and were still active. And they were mostly vegetarians, and they ate a lot of beans and rice and vegetables and salads and things like that. And they ate very healthy. They ate what they grew, and they were very physically active. And that is what is wrong with America food. Not just the food. We all know that the food in America is not good for us. Our diet is terrible. But in America, we also are very sedentary. And we're becoming more so, especially with all the devices we have. Modern life is great with the advantages and devices it gives us, but it's not giving us a long, healthy life. And we're becoming more and more sitting around and then getting maybe a half hour a day of exercise. And that's not healthy, and it's not healthy for me. I'm trying to change that, but it's a little hard when you're doing this YouTube stuff because you also are spending it sitting. And I need to get a little better at it so I can get back to my routine of taking care of myself. And but these Blue Zone kitchens I would advise you to get the book. I really would. It's just great, and the recipes are great, and so you know that exercise and food pay off, and that is a good thing, and it's something you can start at any age and at any condition. Mostly, even if you're immobile, you can move something, and you can continue to move it more. And check with your doctor if you have concerns. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just telling you from my own experience. So if you're over 60 or 70 and are reasonably healthy, keep exercising and eating well. And if you're not healthy, start now. It's worth it. And I think this is going to be it. I'm going to wind down now and wish you the best. And bye.